Hello, that mass of weird numbers and blocks and strange things is me firing up the old Mamatron, and we're going to play Bank Panic for this week's RetroTech Arcade Challenge, where you can have as many practice goes as you like, but as soon as you press record, that is your run. I am that brown-nosed sheriff there, and I am going to protect this really weirdly designed circular bank from all sorts of wrong-uns who want to come and steal from it, while protecting the citizens, not blowing their faces off like I'm in an American school, as they deliver their money to the bank. Really weirdly laid out bank though, isn't it? It's a circle with 12 doors in it. They're asking for trouble. Funnel people in with one door, and that way you can see if they're wrong-uns or not. All the wrong-uns in this, by the way, wear masks. So, probably a good game to play if you're a bit kind of doubtful about COVID, perhaps. You didn't like seeing people in shops wearing masks. You wouldn't have done that thing. I used to work in a shop during COVID, and there was a man who would walk around coughing in someone's face, and a big Maori man punched him in the face, and I laughed. Yes, anyway. This is Bank Panic. It came out in 1984. It came out courtesy of Sega, who published it, but the programming team was Sanritsu Denki, who they've worked with previously in the past. I think they had a good partnership with them at some point. I might have discussed them recently in the video, Sanritsu Denki, but I can't remember. MSX it came out on in 1985, very shortly afterwards, and then the Arcade Perfect, or its extremely close at least version, that came out in 97 was released 1987 should I say, was released on the Master System. It's not a light gun game. Basically the idea is you move left and right using your joypad or joystick, no matter which way you play. It's up to you, Sonny Jim. And then you have 3 buttons, each one corresponds with the door. Your idea is that you don't want to shoot the nice people bringing the money to the bank, but you do want to shoot the guys with the masks. You got that bonus little midget fellow with all the hats on. You shoot all his hats off, he gives you money. I think the little indicators at the top indicate that someone is approaching a door, I think. That's my reading of it. And when the door opens, you go, "Oh, you're a nice fella," or "Oh, you're a wrong-un," and then you either pump them for the head or give them a salute, doff your hat, and say, "Have a nice day, mister." And I think the idea is that you have to fill up each of those white boxes with cash, I think. And if you miss someone, they take the cash out, I think. I don't know. I guess it's a fairly simple game, but I haven't actually got all of the mechanics down on it. Not particularly great at it, if I'm being honest. But as you go on, the bad guys get quicker on the draw, and take more hits, and they hide behind people. But yeah, it's really good. It's a really good game. I think it's the first time I've ever played it. I probably should have played it before. It's definitely a game I can see myself going back to. I think has this come out as like a mobile phone app? Because it should, because it's that kind of sort of mind-numbing but very, very compulsive gameplay. Right, so genital facts. Well, we're going to go back to the old Wild West with this one. We're going to look at what people getting up to back in the old times in America. So, same-sex relationships weren't taboo, as women were in fairly short supply during the Western times. For loathsome, that's a bit harsh. For lonesome cattle hands and miners, they sometimes had unions described as bachelor marriages, where they'd be going up to the old beast with the 2 backs, wouldn't they? It wasn't seen as a taboo thing. It was quite normal back then. Brothels were common, they were legal, and they were often the most grand and elegant places in a particular town. Madams would have significantly strong influence in towns, possibly because they knew the dirt on all the dodgy fellas who were entering their business, but because it was a legitimate business as well. And if you were a frequenter of such places, it would cost you 20 cents to $1 to indulge in such practices. Contraception, though, that was dicey. Condoms were extremely expensive, so highly poisonous abortifacients were used to induce a miscarriage. Often, though, that would also kill baby's mum as well. So, yeah, not brilliant. Women have had a hard time through history, haven't they? Despite this rather free and easy society, though, one thing was deemed as a bit too exotic for cowboys and their lady friends. That was the old oral. Fellatio was seen, even by sex workers, as being a little bit too French for them. I now want to know what they were why they thought French people were a bit perverted. Anyway, that's the end of your genital facts. As we get back to back panic. Yes, back panic, where you walk around and go, ow, my back, I can't walk any further, I'm in my late 40s. But yes, Bank Panic, really good game. Recommend it. We'll be coming back to it a lot. Recommend joining in the videos for this. I think as a jumping on video, if you've never played the RetroTech 120p challenge before, it's a really good one to do, because there's not going to be any continues. You can just have 2 goes at it. It couldn't be a simpler concept. It's basically move left and right in this bizarrely circular bank and press buttons when you see a bad person. Couldn't be more simple than that, could it? So yes, definitely do join in this week if you've not done it before. As I'm pumped full of lead again. Is that the end of my go? It isn't. So let's talk about what I've got coming up on the channel. Well, How to Be a Complete Bastard. One of the most covered games on all of YouTube, in my opinion. Well, certainly micro-wise, I think, because everyone thinks it's a funny game. It is a funny game. But yeah, and obviously it's a bit rude. And it's one of those games that once you saw it, it's kind of like, yeah, one day I'm going to make a YouTube video of that. That's what I thought when I was 8, back in 1985. I must have done. I wouldn't lie to you, would I? I was definitely thinking about making YouTube videos then. Assuredly. So yeah, we got that coming up. And then the week after, I'm doing a game. Well, it's not even a game. I'm doing a video on Wham Music Box. So yeah, completely out my depth with that one, as I am with this. Have a look at other people's videos, because they'll be getting a lot further than me, and I shall see you anon. Like, subscribe, and thanks, bye.